Hi, I am Jeff.
And I'm Hanny.
Welcome to part 1 of this month's Trends and Fads lesson. This month, we'll be talking about podcasts.
Right, the title of our lesson is all about podcasts. Podcasts are everywhere these days. Podcasts are kind of like radio shows that you can download from the internet.
Podcasts are great. You can download them onto your smartphone and listen to them no matter when or where you are. Many of them are long talks or conversations on important topics.
Right. Others tell stories about crime or stories that are funny, etc.
Now, one of the best things about podcasts is that they're free.
Free!
Most of the time, that is.
Very true. Okay, everyone, it is about time to start today's lesson. After reviewing today's vocabulary, we'll begin to learn about podcasts.
Right. Parts 1 and 2 of our lesson are dialogues between two characters, Ada and her grandfather, Walter. Okay, let's go over today's vocabulary. Then we can start today's lesson.
好，今天我们要来读一段关于 podcast 播客的对话。对话一开始 ，Walter 正在向他的孙女 Ada 来学习有关 podcast 的知识。那么 Ada 就解释说 ，podcast 就像广播的谈话节目，有的主持人会在节目里面放音乐，有的会分享故事，讨论各种主题，甚至还有访问来宾。来看今天会用到4个单字，第一个 learn。Learn 表示学习，它是动词。例如 ，You can learn a lot of new words by reading novels. You can learn a lot of new words by reading novels. 你可以借由读小说的方式来学到很多新单字。下一个单字 granddaughter，granddaughter 这个名词是指孙女。如果把 daughter 换成 son， 变成 grandson， 那就是孙子咯。好，那我们用孙女来造句。She knitted a scarf for her granddaughter. She knitted a scarf for her granddaughter. 她为孙女织了一条围巾。第三个单词 radio。Radio 表示广播或是广播节目，它是个名词。例如 My grandpa used to listen to the radio in the morning. My grandpa used to listen to the radio in the morning. 我外公以前常常在早上收听广播节目。那么最后一个单字 interview 这个字呢，它是指访问、访谈，可以当名词或动词。那在课文里面，它是当动词用。例如 The computer expert has been interviewed on TV many times. The computer expert has been interviewed on TV many times. 那位电脑专家在电视上受访很多次了。好，现在看完单字例句，我们来读课文吧。
Walter is learning about podcasts from his granddaughter, Ada.
What is this on my phone? It says podcasts.
Oh, podcasts are special programs. They're like radio talk shows.
Do you mean that they have a host?
Yes, but there can also be many hosts.
Explanation 1.
Welcome back to part 1 of this month's Trends and Fads. Today we're talking about podcasts. I love podcasts. I'm sure that some of you love podcasts too.
I know that I do. Anyway, the title of our lesson is all about podcasts. Now, podcasts are very popular these days and have been for quite a while. But there are those among us who might not know how podcasts work.
True. People like Walter do exist. He's lucky to have a young person to help him out. Ada.
Right. In today's podcast, Walter is learning about podcasts from his granddaughter, Ada.
Old people aren't good with smartphones because smartphones are new to them. Young people, on the other hand, are experts. They've had smartphones for most of their lives.
Right. Okay, let's get started. Walter begins today's lesson by saying, "What is this on my phone? It says podcasts."
Ada explains everything to him, or tries. Oh, podcasts are special programs, she says. They're like radio talk shows.
对话里面的 Walter 爷爷呢，不知道什么是 podcast。那么 Ada 就向他解释说 ，podcast 是很特别的节目，就像广播的谈话节目。文中用到 talk show， 就是表达谈话节目咯。Okay, Walter kind of understands Ada's answer. He knows all about radio shows. He still has questions though. How are radio shows and podcasts similar or different?
That's what he's thinking. He asks, do you mean that these podcasts things have a host? Like radio shows do?
And his granddaughter Ada answers him by saying, "Yes, but there can also be many hosts." Well, I think it's time to hear from Teacher Daphne.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 There can be 加名词，意思是可以有。There 加 be 动词加名词，意思是有。Can 是助动词，意思是可以、可能。There can be 加名词就是可以有、可能有。我们来看个例句。There can be miracles. 可能会有奇迹。
And we're back. But not for long. You see, with that, it is now time to take a break. But we'll be back soon with more on podcasts.
I don't understand. Why would you need more than one host to play a set of songs?
They're not all DJs, Grandpa. Some do play music, but many do other things.
Like what?
The hosts share stories, discuss all kinds of subjects, and even interview guests on the podcasts.
Explanation 2.
Welcome back to part 1 of this month's Trends and Fads lesson titled All About Podcasts. Podcasts are a thing, everyone. Podcasts are everywhere these days.
Well, still though, there are folks, mostly old folks, who don't quite get podcasts. But some of these old people, like Walter, are trying. They really are.
Ada is Walter's granddaughter. She's trying to explain podcasts to him. He understands that podcasts are like radio shows. He does not understand why or how a podcast could have more than one host, though.
Well, he says, "I don't understand. Why would you need more than one host to play a set of songs?"
Which is not a bad question, actually. What do you think, Teacher Daphne?
第二则文法是 a set of 加名词，意思是一连串、一系列的。Set 是名词，意思是一组、一套。我们来看个例句。Gloria is wearing a set of clothes. Gloria 穿着一整套的服装。
And And we're back. Next, Ada is going to answer Walter's question from before.
Remember, Walter couldn't understand why more than one host is needed. Ada explains things by saying, "They're not all DJs, Grandpa. Some do play music, but many do other things."
Well, now that's a pretty good answer. But does it answer all of Walter's questions? Not quite. Things are still not clear for him. So he asks another question. He asks, like what?
Wow, now that's a wide open question. I wonder what teacher Daphne has to say about it.
第三则文法是 like what， 意思是像是什么，为口语表达法。like 是介系词，意思是像。what 是疑问代名词，意思是什么。like what 字面意思就是像是什么，用于请对方举例说明的时候。我们来看个例句。You said you have evidence. Like what? 你说过你有证据，比如说呢？
Thank you, Teacher Daphne. Okay, now let's hear what Ada has to say. Remember, she was trying to explain to Walter how podcasts hosts were not like DJs.
Indeed. Now she's going to tell Walter some more about podcast hosts. She says, the hosts share stories, discuss all kinds of subjects, and even interview guests on the podcasts.
Which is what podcast hosts do, actually.
Yeah, for the most part. Okay, everyone, with that, it is time for a break. But come back next time. Walter and Ada are going to talk some more about podcasts.
Right. See you then. Bye-bye.
All about podcasts. Walter is learning about podcasts from his granddaughter Ada.
What is this on my phone? It says podcasts.
Oh, podcasts are special programs. They're like radio talk shows.
Do you mean that they have a host?
Yes, but there can also be many hosts.
I don't understand. Why would you need more than one host to play a set of songs?
They're not all DJs, Grandpa. Some do play music, but many do other things.
Like what?
The hosts share stories, discuss all kinds of subjects, and even interview guests on the podcasts.
Hi there! Let's talk about a famous building in Brasilia called the Cathedral of Brasilia. Brazil's most famous architect, Oscar Niemeyer, helped design it. The structure has a very interesting shape. It looks like it's opening up to heaven. Outside, there are giant sculptures. Inside, 3 sculptures of angels hang from the ceiling. The ceiling is made of stained glass. It has blue, white, and brown waves on it. Certain parts of the cathedral came all the way from Europe. The bells in the bell tower are from Spain. Pope Paul VI gave the cathedral its altar. Construction of the cathedral began in 1958, and it took around 12 years to finish. Many tourists make a trip to see this cathedral when they visit. It's truly the pride of Brasilia. Here is more information. Reflect. The mirror reflected his face. Surround. Our house is surrounded by trees. Cool. I want to drink some ice water to cool down. Pass. I pass a bakery on my way home. Angel. Molly sings like an angel. Steel. The table is made of steel. Cable. There are many cables on the bridge. Architect.
Hank is the architect of this building. Central. We live in the central part of the city. Rafter. There is a bird's nest in the rafters. Well, that's it for today. I hope you had fun learning about the Cathedral of Brasilia. See you next time.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟时间里面，我们要复习4个单字，还会造4个例句。同学们，您都准备好了没？1分钟计时开始。第一个单字呢是学习、学东西。这个动词怎么说呢？叫做 learn。Learn. Their daughter learned to play the ukulele at 5. 他们的女儿5岁就开始学乌克丽丽了，好强哦。第二个单字呢是孙女。孙女怎么说呢？叫做 granddaughter。Granddaughter. 那孙子就是 grandson。那么阿公阿嬷就是 grandpa、grandma、grandfather、grandmother。OK. Her granddaughter is a film director. 她的孙女是一位电影导演。第三个单词是指广播或是广播节目，它叫做 radio。Radio. The voice on the radio sounds familiar. 广播里面那个人的声音听起来好熟悉哦，不知道是谁耶。好，第四个单词呢，它可以用来指访问、访谈，也可以指面试哦。这个字叫做 interview。Interview 它可以当名词或当动词。那我们这边用动词造句。The politician refused to be interviewed. 那位政治人物他拒绝受访。好，太好啦！我们在1分钟之内已经复习完4个单字，也造完例句咯。同学们表现很棒诶，那我们下次见了，拜拜。
See you next time.